Alrighty, this is the ongoing psychopathic pacing by the mentally ill that include a gang stalking police department. This is pacing in the engineer light. The fake sun's remaining on the the east side of Euclid Avenue. That's engineer light while a person is driving in engineer light AS443, that's a handicap plate, while they're driving in what is not sunlight under what's the fake sun at the same time that the entity is pacing. As they are at the venue, ARCO and Chevron are hosting the placement of the fake sun and the psychopathic pacing by the demons, utilizing commercial planes to engage in psychopathic pacing. This is the exposure of witchcraft, which is also exposing criminal activity. This is the entity that's pacing all around. That's what the entity is doing by helicopter and plane on both sides of what is East Street, where I'm at, and the fake sun is here remaining as I am showing you. This is where the entity is engaged in that. And they are not only mentally ill based on their pattern of conduct, they engage in more of this conduct as I upload the evidence. This is the mentally ill who are psychopathic, who are then triggered by their exposure. Remember, it's not just exposing criminal conduct. The pitfall of what the demons have done is that they are triggered while as I expose their criminal conduct, I'm exposing the fact that they're demons, which triggers the demon possessed. Satan doesn't like to be identified. This is how I'm able to prosecute the government that's engaged in witchcraft, because they provide more evidence to me. License 9NUF944, that's a demon. Impossible lights moving underneath the hood while that demon on Euclid Avenue is stalking in the path. This is psychopathic pacing, 9CFY515. And the entity is engaging in that while they are engaging in the elements of monitoring, audible activity, psychopathic pacing under the fake sun. The fake sun that's still here after 1 p.m., for example, November 2nd, 2025, after checking out of the Ontario Airport Inn where the entity had this fake sun outside of that hotel room window. And the entity is stalking again by helicopter while they're all stalking together. These are the demons that conspired murder. This is what Jason Fields thought he was going to get away with targeting me with. And I'm prosecuting all of it. And them. This is the prosecution of the system, and it's a prosecution of the entity that is engaging in it. And they have conspired murder together. And I want to be clear, Jason Fields is a part of every ongoing act of violence. This entire violent system, this is a serial killer that utilizes witchcraft to murder women that he steals from, to engage in criminal conduct, wearing a mask. He's a demon-possessed psychopath, as are the demons that are stalking me under the fake sun on his behalf, on Tracy Banks's behalf, while they maintain things that are relevant to projecting their mental illness. Jason Fields and Tracy Banks are both mentally ill, deranged, and this is psychopathic pacing in that engineered environment. This is where the fake sun is setting. This is 434 North Euclid Avenue, and this is a population engaging in what is organized crime on behalf of terrorists like Fields and the to-be disbanded Ontario Police Department, who are obsessed with me and my vagina. This is the pattern of conduct. It is currently 8:49 a.m. Alrighty, just to show you, these are the demons that are indeed engaged in surveillance. As I pause my camera, just showing you they have not gone anywhere. This is obsessive stalking by the mentally ill. The mental illness is assessed by the ongoing obsessive stalking, the delusional stalking that's before a public and not a secret. They're going to be assessed and criminally convicted. I want to be clear. Hazelwood's mental illness, Owen's mental illness, the people of the state that are engaged in psychopathic pacing, kidnapping at this bus stop, they are engaging in the criminal pattern of conduct now. It's the same engineer light and psychopathic pacing. That's what Hazelwood was doing, wearing a police uniform, aiming a spotlight, and all manner of impossible light activity all over my body while then referencing the municipal code. What I want to show you is happening at the same time. What you can see where the entity is maintaining this fake sun over me, the entity is maintaining the pattern of conduct underway in an entirely different region, which is what I want to show you. This is the entity engaging in what is stalking me while I'm in a different, while I'm in a different city, and that same pattern of conduct of stalking under a fake sun is identified. And this is the entity that's engaging what is stalking me by helicopter, including, as I document, which is Title 18 federal stalking committed with the intent to obstruct justice. That's what Hazelwood and this entity is committing at 3 o'clock in the morning, kidnapping. Audible activity. Doing so under the fake sun while they are monitoring on the internet. Understand what you're hearing, and what you see is the fake sun and the pacing by the Ontario Police Department, for example, in the sky space. This is relevant to monitoring on the venue of the internet as well. I'm going to show you this in real time because I'm going to show you what is the pattern of conduct at or around the same time in 2024.
All right, this is directed light. This is inside of the vehicle. This is all directed light. And there is the state's fake sun.
This is during standard time, 8:49 a.m. at 630 North Fern Avenue. And the entity has the fake sun perfectly aimed on me. That is speaking to what is beyond any coincidence while the government is stalking a specific person that it, again, while it's practicing witchcraft and engaging what is demonic conduct with the population that acts like nothing is happening, is stalking and terrorizing and threatening one person, and that person needs the evidence to prove that. This is the disbanding of the Ontario Police Department, who committed kidnapping again on December 19, 2025. Moreover, I'm going to show you, this is, it's currently 8:53 a.m. and as I'm facing, well, let me be more clear. 630 North Fern Avenue is northwest of this location. I'm not even facing that direction. This is not through the window at 630 North Fern Avenue, and that's where the entity is stalking. You also know that they're stalking because this fake sun is still here while I'm at this Chevron at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, where it doesn't go anywhere. It remains over me. In fact, it's setting at this same apartment complex after 6 p.m. This is already on video while they are stalking in a helicopter as I'm uploading evidence on the internet. And this is, again, a threat by Hazelwood, who committed kidnapping in reference to the municipal code. This is the entity that last night, there's no coincidence stalking for, I'm on video for, and on podcast, I documented that ongoing psychopathic pacing. These are maniacal psychopaths, vagina monitors, feces consumers, the demon possessed who are engaged in criminal activity as they are serial killers exposed, domestic terrorists exposed, and Jason Fields is a part of every act of violence that I've been documenting for years, since 2018. I want to show you.
Am I located? This is 630 North Fern Avenue. And what time is it? It is 8:49 in the morning.
Alrighty, and the video I'm going to show you is of last 2024, November 14th at 8:45 a.m. at around the same time. The entity has the fake sun over me in West Covina, California in the same manner, aimed perfectly on me while I'm in a vehicle where I'm sleeping, where the city of West Covina is sharing the criminal pattern of conduct of this entity that commits kidnappings, they commit battery, they engage in what is criminal defamation while they conspire to steal from you, steal your identity, and murder you. This is what is relevant regarding where Ontario police are stalking. And they are having a field day stalking in the background while the evidence is going to be presented in court to put Fields in prison, and he's not getting out for conspiring my murder. He's murdered other people. He's going to federal prison, and he is not getting out. Okay? This is the entity that's engaged in that pattern of conduct together with that impunity that the demon-possessed, the psychopaths of the Ontario police are exhibiting with the people of the state. I'm inside of my vehicle in West Covina, California.
51, where so-called sunlight was aimed inside of apartment 51, strolling into the depths of the apartment up until the patio blinds on the floor, and that wasn't sunlight either. And that was neither the sun. That would be in perfect alignment. It's always in perfect alignment with me. This was the
this is the entity. Let me actually show you this.
Same environment with regard to the light source in Alvarado Gardens as well. Are the people of the state who are engaged in group stalking. Not only is that not sunlight, that's a pattern of conduct. This is what you see flying about in the air in the middle of Starbucks, where the population just goes to a cafe and is stalking me there, knowing exactly who I am. This is the admission of demons, by the way, whose name you don't have to know. It's the admission by the state that they are indeed engaged in the demonic system, demonic activity of group stalking. And this is the fake sun that they're stalking under. It is currently 8:47 a.m. 2100 Lark Ellen Avenue, which is nowhere near, for example, the same sky space that would be over apartment number 51.
So I just want you to pay attention to what you're looking at here. This is West Covina at around the same time where the Ontario International Airport are stalking, and where the Ontario Police Department are stalking, and conformity to the behavior of psychopaths who share mental illness and share criminal activity. They share the condition, which is demon possession, which, by the way, has been shown to you, demonstrated, proven to you, that is, through the use of science and your application of common sense and your observation of what is a supernatural, that is an impossible environment. That is showing you the evidence of what is first of all, a criminal system that's operated by the demonic, and that is government conduct that is relying on the demonic behavior, that demonic environment, to maliciously target American citizens in ways in which the average person is not capable of proving. This is where that Ontario Police Department and that Ontario International Airport are stalking. Remember, there is no airport anywhere over here, and the entities engaging in what is targeting the ongoing psychopathic. Is there a coincidence here? There are no coincidences, in other words. The entities engaging in this last night, let's not forget what the entities engaging in last night.
license plate 8ZKR878. Stalking with the Ontario Police Department by helicopter. This is what they're doing while I was walking to the library.
And the entirety of this video is the Ontario Police flying over the top of my head, flying in circles. And these are demons that are stalking in engineer light. My shadow's on both sides of my person.
Over here, they're stalking.
So I'll show you that.
Remember, they're in engineer light. And this is certifiable conduct. This is surveillance. Here's my shadow over here. And here's my shadow over here. They're stalking. This is the downtown Ontario luxury apartments where the fake sun was over while I was documenting.
And this is that entity that's engaging in the same pattern of conduct in engineer light. The fake sun is the identification of all of a crime scene where demons are engaging in surveillance together. This is that pattern of conduct where the entity is conspiring murder, and they have done so on behalf of co-conspirators Tracy Banks and Jason Fields. These two gang leaders who surmise that they're infected genitalia, all right, and their indiscretions, their sexual indiscretions are going to have some sort of impact spiritually, and they're not. They're nothing other than whores for Satan. They are STD spreaders, and they are engaged in defaming my character while I've been documenting the government that's stalking me on their behalf to commit murder. This is the entity that engages in stalking in the path and doing so while you're just engaging in what is blatant stalking. This is the entity's ineffectual use of what is witchcraft. And they're going to be diagnosed for this. The entity's engaging in this while the fake sun's over me at West Covina at the same time, where the West Covina Police Department are engaging in the statewide pattern of conduct. This is pacing while you're walking by, and the entity is flying over, and this is where the entity is maintaining that. This is the entity that committed Hazelwood's kidnapping last night. I mean, not last night, but at 3 o'clock in the morning, where the fake sun is not over the bus stop. It's not over the Bethel congregation. It's not going to reflect off of the building adjacent to the bus stop for those demons to be walking in, light that's created. It's not remaining in the window of Omnitrans, where I'm documenting Omnitrans gang stalking me, while the entity has a fake sun moving at the same speed as those buses. And those are the terrorists that are stalking while the fake sun is shown to be outside of, through the window, stalking me where I'm sleeping, where I wake up, just like I documented this morning. 7 a.m. and I want to be clear, it's 9 a.m. 2 hours and the fake sun is still here. Not only that, the government is stalking while it is proven beyond a reasonable doubt and to a scientific degree. I want to be clear, the entity that stole my money and property, they did so as a corrupt system of surveillance. That court did not permit, in my absence, the entity to steal my money and property ignorantly. It blatantly did so in violation of the rules of the court, in violation of my due process rights, and it did so while I'm subject to gang stalking, while they were anticipating my murder. This is what Fields relied on, this is what Banks relies on, and this is the paid gang stalking services, Federal Group Stalking and Monitoring Criminal Surveillance, Federal Stalking under Title 18, Section 22618, subsections 1 and 2, that the Ontario Police Department are engaged in, and kidnapping that Hazelwood and Owens committed in concert with the population of demons who are engaged in psychopathic pacing, the mental illness, the criminal system, the necessity of changing state and federal laws because of the awareness, the exposure of this system where American citizens who are already 6 feet under have been subject to it. This is exactly what they were doing. And they did it to me, thinking that even someone like myself, they are able to overwhelm and manufacture and engineer a criminal record, mental illness in my absence while I've been maintaining this investigation, and they've been stalking me and kidnapping me the whole time. The entity's going to prison, and I mean federal prison all the way around. The West Covina Police Department that are targeting me in the city of West Covina are providing evidence to disband the Ontario Police Department for kidnapping, to put psychopaths like Owens and Hazelwood in federal prison. This is P.O.C. It is currently 9:02 a.m. This is a demon that's engaging what is stalking in the path as the entity is together. Remember, this is strategic. He parks here to pace by, going inside ARCO's monitoring, but we're going to get this one. This is the entity that monitors you in furtherance of murdering you. 8HQP825. They're not having a meeting and speaking. These are demons that are acting strategically together in that environment. 6DAL295. Just like when they're stalking with impossible light that's flying all across the buildings and the wall, touching my person, that's violent, demon-possessed sex offenders, they're not having a meeting regarding that either. These are demons, and they're engaging in they're co-conspirators of murder. 7HWX195 and the Chevron employee over there systematically engaged in gang stalking, engaging in kidnapping at the Starbucks at 507 North Euclid Avenue. They're going to prison. That's Ocean. They're engaging criminal monitoring right now with that same department where they engaged in criminal summoning on July 4, 2025. This is the pattern of conduct. 7XIY347. This is P.O.C. This is showing you that connection of the ongoing stalking that is even so precise down to the maintenance of an unnatural, a scientifically impossible environment, getting down to a very specific targeted individual who has evidence or would assert otherwise, that they're being targeted, that they're being framed, that they're not mentally ill, that they're not a criminal, that they didn't commit the crime, etc. But the ordinary targeted individual lacks evidence. The entity is going to federal prison for that. It's terrorism by the government. P.O.C. It is currently 9:03 a.m. Jason Fields is going to federal prison. Under all circumstances, he's going to federal prison. P.O.C.